Morning, everybody.
Morning, Rabbi.
This week's parsha is Parshas Ki Tisa. The parsha Ki Tisa starts off with the words Ki Tisa as Rosh Bnei Yisrael. You will raise up the heads of the Jewish people, Lifkudehem, by counting them. V'nasnu ish koifer nafshay. Every person will give an atonement for their soul by counting them, and that instead of counting them physically by each person putting in a coin into the pot, we'll count the coins, and that will serve as an atonement. What is it that they have to give? Each one has to give a half a shekel, and this would serve as an atonement for being involved in the Chet HaEgel. So it's explained, Moshe Rabbeinu told God, that I'm a little bit questioning over here. I'm not sure I fully understand the concept of half a shekel, how a half a shekel serves as an atonement for the Jewish people. I mean, think about it. Tell somebody today a half a dollar or $10 even. You get yourself atonement. Do whatever you want, and $10 pays you, gets you, off the hook. That's not bad, right? So Moshe Rabbeinu didn't understand. If you understand the severity of the sin, of the separation, of the contamination that was done through Chet HaEgel, the sin of the golden calf, how does a half a shekel serve as atonement? So Rashi says, Hera loy kimin matbeya shel eish. This is based on the Medrash that Hashem showed Moshe Rabbeinu a coin of fire. Umishkala, and its weight was a half a shekel. V'amar lo, he said, kazeh, like this they should give. What does that mean? What does that mean? So it's explained that Hashem showed him a coin of fire. And a coin of fire means to say it's not only the coin that the Jewish people are giving, it's the fire that they're giving it with. It's the feeling. It's the connection that they're trying to make. They understand that they did something wrong. And they have this feeling that they want to come closer. And that sensitivity and that fire that the person has to want to reconnect with Hashem, that is what is serving as the atonement for the person. As the Baal Shem Tov, the first Hasidic master, gives a parable. He says, one time there was a person, he wanted to learn how to be a blacksmith. So he went to a blacksmith, and he went to a smith, and the guy showed him everything. He put on the fire, shows him how you do this tool, this, you bend the metal this way, bend the metal that way. And he figured it out, how to do gold, silver, everything. Then the student went, and he started to do it on his own, and it wasn't working. And he was trying to figure out what it was. He came back to his teacher, and he tells his teacher, I did everything you told me, it's not working. He says, yeah, you forgot to turn on the fire. You forgot to turn on the fire underneath the metal. So there is this idea of giving, but there is also giving with a fire, the flame of the soul that a person has to illuminate with the soul that he has, and to get that feeling. That is what the giving is all about. So it's explained in another place, the Alter Rebbe explains this, that Ki Tisa as Rosh Bnei Yisrael, you will raise up the heads of the Jewish people to count them. Why is this being told to Moshe Rabbeinu, that you will raise their heads? So it's explained that Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, is considered the Raya Mehemna, the shepherd of faith, that he shepherds the faith for the Jewish people. What does that mean? Every Jew really is a believer. It says, Mamina b'nei Mamina, we're all believers, sons of believers. But this belief is external. We don't necessarily connect with that belief. We don't live on that level. We have it deep, deep inside, but there has to be somebody that will reveal it. So when Moshe Rabbeinu is counting, and Moshe Rabbeinu is asking everybody to give a coin, and Moshe Rabbeinu is the one that's bringing this commandment and this message to the Jewish people, he is the one, that the leader of the generation is the one that inspires. A lot of times people are lost. Each one is going in a different direction. And then you have somebody tells you what to do and how to do it, and that inspires you. Like you have in Purim. The story of Purim, Mordechai was the Moses of his generation, and he inspired everybody to come back. So there is this, that when we look to a tzaddik, we look to a righteous person, look to the leader of the generation, he's the one that can ignite that spark inside of us to give us that feeling that we should be able to come back and to connect and make that beautiful fire that we can all make to be able to connect with Hashem. May it be so. B'karav mamish. Amen.